does my fruit, as it spoils the beginning of a video. Okay, just going to leave those there a sec. Posting on Facebook that I'm doing a live impromptu, sorry, let me reword that, an impromptu live, and then I just need to set up on my big screen so that if anyone does join me, I can actually see that you're there. And I'm sorry about the shadows. Oh, blooming heck, there's someone here. Well, I never thought I'd see that. Lovely's Crafting Lodge. Howdy, howdly doodly. Just got home from the grocery and got it all put away. Time to watch and craft. Excellent stuff. Ice cream van is on its way round. I can hear it. So we'll get a blast of Falder in a bit. I won't do any more of that. I don't want to, hurt your ears on a Sunday morning or afternoon. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. I think it's after lunchtime, but we'll see. Of course, for our friends in America, it is morning. Okay. I don't know. I can't get rid of the shadows. Sorry. Sun will be round in a bit and shadows will move. So on Friday's live, I showed you how I made this cover. And I'm quite pleased with how it turned out because... Oh, don't restart now. Remind me tomorrow, please. Thank you. Because I left it till today, so that's what, a day and a half I've left it. It's firmed up quite nicely. And so it means that where I put these two pieces of board on the spine, you can see I can't bend it. So it's turned out quite firm. So I'm really pleased with that. Yeah, so I'm happy with my cover. And I'm going to be putting elastic in a bit. But before I do, 8:44 in the morning. Blimey, you were up early going shopping. I think I was still doing Zeds at 8:44 this morning. So what I did was I went through all the pieces that were made. And I printed off a digital kit from Darling Chickadee. And I called it up. Hang on, so that I can tell you what it's called, which is Vintage Botanical Memories. And I copied the link, so let's do that, and I'll add that into the chat, although I will make sure I press the right button. There we go. I will add it into the description box once the live is finished. That is so going to annoy me. Is moving that helping? No? Oh well. So I went through each of the pieces and I paired it up with the pages from the digital kit because I felt that that was the only way that I was then going to be able to add these to those digital pages. Okay, so that one is going to go on the inside cover of the journal. This one is going to go on the inside back cover of the journal. This one I'm going to cut up into tags and pockets and other bits and pieces as much as I can get from it, and add those to some of the pages that already exist. So that's those three items sorted. And in case you didn't get to see the live on Friday, there is a story as to why I'm using all of these. These were all made from ladies around the world, mostly America, but from around the world, who made these items and sent them to me in, did I say 2022 or 2023? Can't remember. I think it was 2022. And so got a little pile here. And so this lady's bits and pieces, which were those, and a napkin covered book page, and actually the card, and she's written me a note inside, and I like the card. I think it goes beautifully with these papers, so I'm going to use the card as well. And that's going to go with, in fact, let me just put this slightly to the side because otherwise I'm not going to be able to fit it all in. So those are going to go with this page here, right? So keep count for me. That's page number 1. So that's that one. Page number 2. I'm going to have to play about with this a little bit because this lady made... Oh, they're upside down. This lady made me loads of pages. So I'm going to dot these about on other papers as well. So there's loads of those. But what I thought I would do was this top page pairs up beautifully with that one. See, look. See how that one pairs up beautifully with that one. So I'm going to pair that up with that. So that's page number, let's do it that way around, page number 2. Page number 3. Oh, heck. I'm going to run out of space. Let's do that and do that. Oh, I'm really knocked about that shadow. Anyway, page number 3 is going to have this decoration on because I thought that the colours just lifted that green up beautifully. So that's number 3. Put you with you. Sorry, I'm trying to keep everything together so I don't lose my way. Page number 4 is going to pair up with that page there because again I thought the pinks blended beautifully with the pink flowers in there, and then the greens, you know, complemented the leaves. What did I say? So that's page number 4. Hi there, Brenda. And of course I've got tissue paper to decorate with as well, so that could go on another page. I think that was with that one. Yeah, because that was Francine's. Page number 5, this was Maureen's. Our Maureen is going to pair up with this one. And again, I just felt that sort of the pinks with that she'd used in the stenciling just paired up beautifully with the pinks of this rose down here. So I thought that that could go in with that. So what's that? Number 5. So, hi there, Linda. LCL. Lovely Craftings Lodge. The reason why I'm organised with it is I've had to work out how many pages are going to go in this journal. And so this was the only way that I could do it. And I needed to pair it up with the pages that I'd been sent. So this I thought would go lovely with page number 6 because there's lots of greens in there, and there's lots of greens on this page as well. Jacqueline, thank you, Jacqueline. I probably won't remember with my memory being the way that it is. That's page number 6. Page number 7. Oh, heck, what was that? That was Nikki's, I think. Was that? No, this was Nikki's. Okay, let me put Nikki's note underneath there. So I thought that the pinks in this could have sort of enhanced that, but I might put a plain page in there and then put this on a plain page so that it sort of complements as well. So that's page 7. Very often I wing it as well. But with this one I felt that I needed to be a little bit more organised. So this one was page number 8. And again I thought the lovely subtle shades of pink, move you up, just again blended beautifully with this. And Oh, I think that might belong with the other one. But anyway, I forgot what number am I on. Was it 7? Let's say 7 for now. I know in total it comes to 12. 7. Yeah, that's that one. Oh, hang on. No. Oh, you see, I've got myself all confused. Because I've got another page in there. Oh, let me put that to one side for a minute, just in case. So that was with that. That was with this, which was number 8. And again, that's it. This one was avocado dyed papers. So again, I thought they just helped to lift that page. So is that number 8 or number 9? Who knows? Oh, and I noticed a little note on the back. The paper is avocado dyed and the ruffle is purple cauliflower dyed. So I hope you can see that in this light, but that's purple cauliflower dyed. 8 or 9. Hi there, Kathy. Hi, Linda. This one I'm going to enter as a page on its own. This was from Stacey, and I'm going to put these books here on the little pocket that she made down there. So hopefully that's 9 or 10. and then I've got a couple of pages spare. So that's 11 and 12. All right. Now, the reason why I kind of worked it out was I need to know how many signatures I'm going to make for this journal, which will then affect the elastic that I'm putting in the cover. So, because there's 12 pages there, I could just do 6 and 6, so therefore 2 signatures. But I'm going to be adding other things in there because I want to add some of my own things, and I want to add some coffee dyed or tea dyed papers and some envelopes and stuff. So I thought if I break it down into 3 signatures, because obviously there's going to be more than 12 pages in there. So this is what I'm using, and I showed this again on Friday. So it's, oh, this blooming light, 0.8mm clear elastic, and so I'm going to wrap this around my spine. So as I say, I double carded my spine, which is why it's slightly raised, and I also put Tyvek on each end because when I wrap this elastic around the spine, it's going to pull on the top and the bottom. I'm not going to pull it in so tight that it's going to massively dig in, but I know that it will dig in a little bit because it's got to take the weight of the papers. And I could just keep wrapping it round and round and round, but I'm going to do them as individual wrapped pieces. So let me put you over there. So this is me just holding the elastic in place. I'm not stretching it, not pulling it, just laying it in place. But I can't afford to just tie it like that because it'll be too slack and all the pages will be falling out. So I'm going to pull on this elastic just a little bit. In fact, I want it that way around because of how I'm going to tie it. Yeah, so I'm just going to pull it in just a little bit. So you can see that's where my fingers are with it slack. That's it when I've pulled it in. So you can see how much I'm pulling it in. And if you've got a spare pair of hands handy, a spare pair of hands comes in really well at this time because they can put their finger on this little bit whilst you do a knot. Because I don't have a spare pair of hands, and Dumbledore cannot lend me his paw because he wouldn't hold it in place. So it's me on my belly. So I've pulled that in slightly so that it's a little bit taut, not really tight. Hi there, Kathy. Good morning. 8 AM. What are you all doing up so early? Oh my God. And this time I'm going to form a loop. I've got my hand on top of that first knot. I'm going to form a loop and I'm going to wrap it through that loop twice. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. Oh, that was a bum note at the end there. And then whilst keeping that finger in place and holding onto those elastics, pull it in. Phew, one done. So I'm going to leave them, you know, with a bit of length for now. And then I'm going to roll that across. Now, if I was very careful, and I'm not going to do this now, but I would actually put a little drop of glossy accents on that knot to hold it in place. Obviously, I won't leave it sitting against the paper because that knot will then sit next to the paper and we don't want that happening. So you can hold it up there or put something underneath here and just put a tiny little drop on that knot. So I'm going to do that 2 more times without so much description as to what I'm doing. In fact, I'm going to cut that just a fraction shorter because that's going to get in my way. So, hum a little tune to yourself whilst I do the next couple of, so pulling it in a bit, making a knot, resting my finger on that knot. There we go. I really need to chop my nails down. And then form a loop, put it through once and twice. Oh heck, oh heck, oh heck, gone wrong. Just bear with. I'm gonna have to just redo that again. There we go. It doubled back on itself. Let's pop you under there and over there so you're out the way. Pull it in a little, create a knot, rest my finger on top, form a loop through the knot once and twice, pull it in, pull it tight. That's number 2. So we'll have one to the left, one in the middle, middle for diddle, and then I want a third one. Oh, wrong side. I want that side. I want that one to there. That round there. Pull it in a little. And I prefer this clear one to black hat elastic because obviously with it being clear it's not quite so visible. Once, twice. Oh, did I go through twice? No, I didn't. Once and twice. There we go. Pull that in. Chop that off. Job's a good un. So, can you see what I mean by it's not really visible? I mean, you can see it, but there's no reason why, once you've got everything in place, you couldn't add a piece of lace over that, piece of paper, piece of fabric. The only thing that I would say is if you do decide to cover it over and the elastic snaps for whatever reason, you've got to then peel off that lace, paper or fabric to be able to get to the elastics. Okay, and in fact let me just pull on it so you can see how tight it is. So if I put my little finger under there, so you can see it's still got some flexibility in it, but it's been pulled tight enough that when I release it it'll spring back. Okay, so it's still got that flexibility, but it's got the strength in how tight I've pulled it. Okay, let me just make sure they're all separate. They are. Right. Next step. Put that to one side. Leave those two to the side for now. And we'll start putting these pages together. So again, I need to keep these in order because I've allocated certain pages to each one. So that is this page. And I am just going to, for now, fold most of the pages, not all of the pages, in half, and then I'm going to sit them on top of each other. So that's page number 2. Create yourself a bit of space, Kaz. Right, so this is a folding in half one, and I have double-sided printed these. Page number 2. That one. Put you there. Page number 3. And the other thing that I found was, because of the way I'd put the pages in my printer, because I didn't check beforehand, it printed some of them upside down. So look, so that's the page, and then the lace pages that I printed upside down. But I thought, don't worry about it, Carol, don't worry about it. We can put a belly band on here or something, and then have something behind it, and anyway, it'll work out. So that's page number 3. That's that one. Page number 4. And so far, we're ending up with different papers on the back. I might flip some the other way on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do 5. Hang on, let me just think. 5, 10, and then there's 2. So if we do 4, 8, 12. So if I do 4 for each signature, and then I can add other pages to it. 4, 8, 12. Yeah, we'll do that. So you can go there. You can come here. And we are going to change some round. Which one do I want in the middle? I need to keep me more in order to match up with those things, don't I? Okay. 1. So that's 4. 3. And then we'll do that one. And then we'll do that one, that way around. All right. So it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Love the process. Oh, it's hard work, Linda. It's hard work remembering everything. Okay, so that's that one that goes with, I suppose in the end, if I mix them round to what I originally thought of, then it don't matter so much, does it? So that's those. Right, next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do the same with this one. That was the all green one, wasn't it? So I'll have that folding in. I'll have that one folding out. Oh no, see, can't do that because them two are the same. Right, so we'll do you next. So we'll do you that way. See, the thing is with journals, you can do the I'm going to slap it together process, but you can also do the I'm I'm going to give it a little bit of thought process too. I suppose it depends on what type of journals you like making. Oh, that would look pretty against that, wouldn't it? Can you hear the ice cream van getting closer? He normally parks outside my house with it blaring. He doesn't have it on quiet, he has it on loud so next street can hear. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do the 4 like this, and then I'll work out which bits go with which page afterwards, and then I'm going to do that way. Okay, so it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Come on. 2 and 1. Okay, you can also see as well where it didn't quite cover the whole of the print, and I've got a little bit of a white edge there, so I would need to trim that off a little. Yes, deciding on what goes where is a challenge to me. Okay, so that's that 4. Running out of space again. Well, there's just these 4 left, isn't there? So you can go there, you can go there, and then I'm on my last 4. Whew. Right. Love this one. That is such a pretty page. That's going to go in the middle because I think you are pretty. So, 1. 1. It's getting closer. Ooh, now then, the ends of this need chopping off because it didn't do it as a whole page. Go away, cause you're getting on me nerves. Now, because these 2 are quite busy, I think I need to fold them this way to separate them up. Another page printed upside down, because I'm a daft moo. But again, once that gets covered over with bits and bats, you won't know. So if we break them up by putting that page in there, see, it tones it down just a little. So that's right, and then I'm putting another couple in because I got that lady that sent me loads of pages. That's why I ended up with 12 of those. So yeah, like that. As I say, I don't normally faff on quite this much. But because I've got all these ready-made items, so if you're into mass making and you've got loads of ready-made items, sometimes you do just need to contemplate the order that the pages are going to go in. Do I want it that way? I think I'm going to have it that way. All right. So that's my 3 piles of pages. Lift you up to the top and lift you up to the top. And also I'm trying to keep everyone's information that I've kept with the items not visible. Right, so that's my 3 separate signatures. So I'm just going to go and get my box of papers. Oh, I brought them over already. I was just about to take my mic off and go and get them. So if you've not been watching any of my previous videos, I did a live on papers, and I talked about, I went through all, well not all, but I went through a lot of my plainish papers, and I folded them mostly in half, and I put them in this box so that when it comes to making up a journal, I can just pull on these and slot them all in place, rather than going, right, I need to go and get my coffee dyed papers out, and I need to go and get this paper out, and then I need to go and get my graph paper out, pulling pages out the book or whatever, and then putting them all away. I just thought, this way they're all done, dusted and ready to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move these out the way again. Choose a place, Carol. Choose a spot and leave them there. Then put them there. And we'll put you there and we'll work on that. Making a bit of a hash of this, aren't I? Come on. There we go. And I'm even doing this without a cup of tea. I'll have you know. I had a cup of coffee and I thought, no, let's just do it, Carol. Let's just go live. And then I thought afterwards, after I pressed the on button, I thought, oh, I haven't even got a cup of tea. Oh. So I use paper Linda. Not paper Linda, but I use paper, comma, Linda. But I use... forgotten the name. Hang on. Navigator. Navigator paper. It's a little bit heavier than copy paper, and it's got a real nice, it's got a bit of a sheen to it. So it prints really nice. It's a little bit more expensive than ordinary copy paper, but it's fairly good quality. You know, it is a good quality paper. It's not fairly good, it is a good quality paper, and that's what I do my printing on. Right, so because I want to add different sizes of pages in here, I don't want them all to be the same, and there's four digital pages, so I probably want to only add another 2 or 3 pages to this, but I want them to be interesting pages. No, not quite right, a bit too grungified. How about a bit of ledger paper? That might work on some of those pages that have got a bit of bluey green in. Huh, bit of bluey green. See, look, bit of bluey green. I'll end up splitting these pages up, look, after me putting them together. Actually, I quite like that in there, but I'm just going to chop it down to be a little bit shorter. Again, on the video that I did that was paper, I talk about the Navigator paper on that one. So that will go in there. And now we've got different sizes of papers, so that works nicely because I like seeing that. I want something in there. Ooh, is that maybe too much? Too similar. What's that? Book page. Well, I'll tell you what I might add. Just bear with, there's some book pages at the back here. Some double book pages. So, because this is an old book, and as you can see where it's been pulled out of the signature, this has ripped here, so I would need to put some tape on that, and then that will go in there. Let's see how big it is. See, it's too big, So what I could do, tell you what, let's put the tape on there, and then I know that's that bit done. And then I can fold it as I like. Okay, so I'm going to use my micropore, or as you call it in America, surgical tape. Now, I don't know how long this video is going to go on for. Might be an hour long, it might be 10 hours long. It won't be 10 hours. It'll be as long as it takes. Now, you could put washi tape on here, but I don't like... I'm not a great lover of washi tape because it doesn't stick very well. Oh, I know what I've got. Only came yesterday and it's downstairs. I might have to nip down and go and get it in a minute. Then I'll tell you all about it. I've lost my end. Oh, it's there. There's one thing about doing these lives is I've gotten quite used now to talking to myself. So when I'm making stuff now and I'm not recording, I still carry on talking to myself. So if I was putting washi tape on there, I would put glue on it first. Right, I'm going to have to do that side because the tape's poking through those holes and making it sticky. So I'm going to put some on there. So yeah, I'd put glue on first and then stick the tape down. And at least that paper is now reinforced. Someone's just put something. What did you put, Linda? It is cool how you are bringing colour to the journal with the paper. Mine seem a little dull. Well, you need to remember that, like, when you decorate it, that's also when you can add the colour. So if your page is looking dull, make your declarations a little bit more colourful or decorative. Okay. So, sorry, I'm working in a confined space now because of this box. Pop you there, pop you there. And height-wise, you're too long. So what I'm going to do, am I going to rip it, cut it, fold it? The written word look is just the right height, so I'm going to have to cut it. And it's all about adding these different variations that make it interesting. In fact, I'm going to add a little tiny page in between these, again, to add that little bit of extra space, dimension. And that can cut across there, and then hopefully I'm at the right height-ish. Perfect. Now my pages are too long, and so what I would probably do is just bend over that blank bit, and then I can make that into a little tuck spot, or use it as a hinge to attach something onto there that will then flip that open. And we'll do the same on this side. Interesting diagram there. So we'll fold you in this way because we don't like covering over interesting things. So we'll leave that visible. And this now means that my pages are the right width and the right height. Let's just go through it again. And this is one of the things that I do. Is I regularly go through my selection to see what's what. To see if I think that I need to add anything extra in there. And it's not just about checking the front, I need to check the back sides as well of the signature. And I start to get a feel of the signature itself to see what it needs. So I think that this page needs something more interesting in there. So let's see what we got. Some music paper. Yeah, add the music paper in there. So that adds, let's fold you that way. That adds height and width interest. And I can add some colour onto the pocket to give it that bit of a colour boost that I think it's going to need. So that can go in there. That'll be like that. That I'm happy with, so that can stay as it is. This needs something because, you know, beige, 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 beige. We don't want all beige. So let's see what we got. Ooh, 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 ooh. There's that lady that sent loads of pages in. Which pile are you on? You're in here somewhere. Come on. Ah, there we go. So that's the one that I want to keep for that particular signature. And then she sent me all of these different pages here. So, you know how... Oh, it's all coming together now, you see. You know how I said about this being a hinge? So... Oh, look, that's pretty. That could go on there. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Hi there, Debbie. So that can go on that hinge there. And then that will flip open like so. So I'll need to trim that down to size just a little. I'll do that when it comes to it in a minute. So then I haven't got to add another page to add that interest of colour. And I love the way in which she's done this. These pretty pinks, whites, lemons and sort of coffee colours. So that adds the interest there. I'm all right with the rest of that. I add a little dinky do in there. Because we love a dinky do. I don't know what that means. So I've got this handmade paper. Although it's yellowy and it's still in the same kind of colour tones, it just means adding that little bit of interest again. And so, let's have a look. Should we add 2? So then it'll go dink, dink, and dink. I quite like that. Dink, dink. Might add an envelope on that bit. My envelopes are in the other room. I think what I'm going to do is that little flap, I'm going to fold the opposite direction because I think I'm going to do the same as the other side and keep that flap to act as a hinge. Come on, bend. Bendy, bend. Bendy, bend. And then I can add another one of her pages. Oh, that one, look. Yeah, that one. Yeah, liking that. Liking that. Liking that. And then that will hinge back open like so. How did I miss this live? That's because, Jan, I put on the Facebook page, impromptu live. Because I've been working like mad this morning. I've been responding to... Just take a breather a minute. Oh, I was going to have a slurp of a cup of tea, but I haven't got one. I've been working on responding to some of the comments on all the videos. So I spent an hour doing that. I've created some new thumbnails for this year's videos. So that brightens this year up a little bit. And then I thought, right, I need to go and crack on with this. So I thought, oh, do you know what, Carol? Just switch the camera on. You'll be sat here talking to yourself anyway. So, you know, yeah, I'm happy with that signature. And as I say, by the time I've added all those other bits and pieces, see, look, it's getting quite chunky monkey as it is. She put, oops, I was asleep. I'm not surprised. Some of them were saying it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I mean, who gets up at that time on a Sunday apart from you, mad women? So I'm happy with that signature. There might be a little bit more that I do to it. We'll see. But for now, that will do me fine. I've forgotten what pile that goes with now. I think it was that pile. That pile. And you see, I've still got all these other bits to add. And then, oh, yes. And then, where's that tissue paper gone? So, that, look, that. On this page that I was on about adding this lady's page to, it's blank on the back. So, I could use some of that tissue paper on the back of this. So again, that adds that little bit more colour to it. Happy, happy bunny, happy, happy bunny. Okay, signature number 1, practically done. Okay, put you over there. Signature number 2. Right, let's see what we're going to add to this one. So we've got that, we got that, we got that. And we got that. We're all looking at very brown. Ooh, and there's a lot of green in these pages, so maybe this is a green section. See, look, they're all quite green, aren't they? Now, I have got... where are you? Ooh. Maybe we could add one of them and add a little bit of colour that way. Yeah, if I do that. So this is handmade paper with flowers in it. So that would add a little bit of something, wouldn't it? So, liking that. And then I have, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So I'd got a very old cricket club book. See if I just show you. Cricket club. So they've written on it in pencil and pen, but it's all sort of green and cream. So if I have it that way round, so then we're keeping with a little bit of a green theme. And then we've got this as a little bit of a pocket, because we love a pocket. What was next? That page. Okay, what have I got? What's shouting out to me to be used? Oh, I've got bags and envelopes there. I could add a glassine envelope in there. And again, that tissue paper, that green tissue paper, I could put the green tissue paper on there. I do love it when a plan comes together. So you could go in there. And then I can add some green tissue paper on the back of that. And I've also got this green painter's tape paper. But if I put that there and put the tissue on there, the tissue probably won't show through. That was the centre. But that could go there. And then we've got a nice crinkly element. Now I have got to go, so we'll watch the entire thing on replay. Have a great day, everyone. See you later, Jan. Enjoy the rest of your day. So that green could go in there. Right, let's have a look how we're looking. I want something shorter in there. I wonder if piece of graph paper maybe? Nah. Nah. Nah, 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 nah. Not you. Maybe a book page again. Just to add some text in there. So where's those book pages again? Oh, there's that. Which again keeps with the green theme. Am I making it too green, do you think? Too many greens? What about a map page? It's either keeping it greens, a map page. Hi there, Kat. From Montrose in Scotland. Nice to see you here. Now, oh, what have I got in there? Oh, I've got some old map pages. Have they all got old map pages in? Oh, don't know where that one's of. Just bear with me while I start out me. Where's that? That's China. What's that next one? Western Australia. A bit too yellowy. Kenya, so Central Africa there. What's that one? Tasmania. That's a possibility. There's a possibility. What was that one? Soviet Union. We're not friends with you all very much at the minute, I'm afraid, so you might be a no-no. Quite like the thought of the map page being in there, though. Just adds a different type of paper in there, doesn't it? Right. Again, it would need chopping down. Oh, I'm not sure now. Colour-wise, it doesn't really go, does it? After all that faffing. And it's okay to change your mind. Thankfully. Look at that page again. I think it might be this. Again, from another old book that I've got. Yeah, I think that one. And then I can fold that up. Make it short. Go to that tab. So there's a tab here. So if I do that. And I've got a short page. Because we don't want them all the same length. Right, let's have a look at that. So that one. That one. That one. Mind you, I could decorate that side up with something rather than adding another page to it. That one. That one. Crinkly paper. Love a bit of crinkle paper. Glassine bag. And centre. Yep, happy with that one. Okay, and last one. Sit you there. Ooh, whack. Knocking things over. Alright. So for this one, I've done that. So pretty, these papers. Okay. So I've got a feel. I've got a feel now for those pages. I want something kind of decorative on the outside there. So whether I use... Oh, actually, hang on. So this was one of the pages that the lady included, so I could put that one on the outside. So I'm folding it, can you see I'm not folding it in half? And that's because she's put a pocket here and it's a little bit too thick to bend around the corner. So if we do to that, and then we'll do that. So that works there, and then that will be the back. Okay, so that's that now is not so plain and boring. That's got one of their dinky doos in. Right, this one. Because I want this to go slightly more down the pinky route. This is a plain box. I haven't got really anything sort of pinky in here. Oh, hang on, what's them at the back? Oh, no. It's just another digital. We don't want that. Oh, what's that card? No, a little bit too modern. Okay, so none of you. But I've got this. She might look quite cute in there. If I trim her down, something a little bit different, isn't it? Just see how much I need to trim. Oh, not too much actually. So what are you all working on at the moment? Are you working on a journal? Are you working on embellishments? Are you not working on anything at all? And I cut that as straight as a donkey's hind leg. There we go. Oh, I'll tell you what. Who was the lady who asked me about what paper I used? I've just seen the wrapping in the bin. Sorry. There we go. So that's the paper that I used. Navigator. Office Paper Solutions. Coloured documents. And it's 120 GSM. Don't know what that is in pounds because I haven't got my little converter next to me. Okay. That's the paper that I use. So that was handy. Okay, so you can go in there and then I can decorate you up. Maybe now choose you. Yep. And again we'll fold that bottom bit up, make a bit of a pocket. Ooh. Hang on a minute. Could I? let's just stick to this for now. What's that Linda's put? Trying to finish a journal of my daughter's favourite movies and singers. That's nice. Cat's put, question Carol, do you use tape runners in your journals? I use wet glue. No, do you mean like double-sided tape? Because I don't use double-sided tape. Not unless I'm really, really, really desperate. But if you mean tape runners as in like those that look like a little mouse, again, that's double-sided tape. So again, I tend not to use that because it doesn't last as long as normal glue, because that tape will eventually dry out. So yeah, if I'm making embellishments, I might consider it. But otherwise, not really. I think I might add a book page in here. Again, just to add that little bit of difference. A little bit of a different texture, a little bit of a different style. We'll put you in there. Okay. Then we're in the centre. Right, so let's have a look at that. See how we're doing. Cat's put, thanks lass. That's why I haven't. Let's get rid of them. So that's that. That's that. That's that. I could colour in her cheeks with a bit of a pink pencil or a bit of pink ink. Right. I'm okay with that. Let's get rid of you. Tell you what I am going to get out though. So at the back here, somewhere. Where did I put them? There. I'm going to get a couple of envelopes out. And I'm going to get a couple of paper bags out. There we go. Because I'll add those a little bit later on. Now eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew all these signatures up with a 3 or 5 hole pamphlet stitch. It'll be 3 hole if I keep these quite big pages. If I've got lots of little pages like this in here, then I would use a 5 hole pamphlet stitch. So I would stitch that signature up, I would stitch that signature up, and I would stitch this signature up. But I also need to decide whether I'm going to do any machine stitching on any of these pages, because that's the sort of thing that once it's stitched into a signature, I can't really do very well. So I need to keep going through these signatures and deciding how I'm going to be adding those embellishments that have been made, any embellishments of my own, decide whether they need to be stitched in place or stuck in place, so that I can then do that work before I stitch the signature together. Now I want to put all of these just in the journal cover so that you can kind of get the gist of how this is going to look. But it still needs some work and attention to detail from me. Oh, that's the middle one. We want this outer one. Come on. There we go. So you're going to sit underneath that elastic. So I'm not stitching the signature to the cover. I'm just stitching the signature together, or I will be when I get to that point. And then that will go under that second elastic. Ooh, I'm missing a page. Come on. Thank you. And then the third one. So that's what it's going to kind of look like with those 3 signatures in place. So let's just have a look through it. Oh, heck. Whoopsie. Move the phone. So don't they sit nicely then here? So that'll be a flippy outy page. That'll be another flippy outy page. Oh, and that works out nicely. Look, so there's greens on there and it flows through to the greens on that page. And I also need to just trim off these little white edges I talked about earlier. So I've still got some work to do on this, but you can kind of get a feel now of how the journal is going to look. And there's a nice selection of all sorts of different papers in there. Yes, all in all, I'm happy with that, and my page selections, my paper selections, and then, as I say, I can go in and do some decorating with that tissue paper. I can go in and add some paper bags. I can go in and add some envelopes, and I can go in and do any stitching that I want to do. And then once I'm at that point of being happy with where that bit's at, then I'll stitch those signatures individually and then pop them back in place underneath the elastics, and then I'll add all those decorative bits and pieces. Whew, okay. Have you learned anything new from having watched my thought process? Has it made you rethink maybe some of the thought process that you might need to go through? Give me some feedback now, just whilst I take a little breather. Or, thinking about it, do you do it like that? Do you work through working your signatures like that? Thank you, Linda. Linda's just put really lovely, Carol. And obviously at some point I'll need to think about what's going to go on the front cover. Okay, no one's kind of committing themselves. I'm really pleased with that, and I think it's going to look lovely. And I think that, you know, adding sort of some paper bags on there as well will just add some different shapes and what have you. That could look quite nice there, couldn't it? You're such an inspiration. Thank you. Linda's put, yes, you have thought about the colours. Cat put, fab, you're such an inspiration. Thank you. As I say, the whole point of me doing my videos is I am a bit of a teacher. I do know that. I'm not just a creative. I can't just create. I've got to teach as I'm going along. So I do hope that people are gleaning something from my videos, and even if it's only a tiny thing, that they're learning a little bit of something. It might not be earth-shattering what you've learnt, but it just a little something. Linda's put, yes, how to put different sizes of paper in the signature. Linda's put, truly appreciated. You're very welcome. So these bits that are sticking out of those single pages that I need to, that are going to flip out. So they will be down to size. So they're all going to sit nicely within the cover of that. And I think that by the time I've decorated it up, I think it's going to be a little bit like that. Okay, that was it. I just wanted to come on, and because I was going to sit here and do this anyway, so I thought might as well just come on and show you what I'm thinking as I'm doing it. And then, as I say, the inside will have that one on it. So I'm going to take a few of these bits out just to tone it down a little, and then that will go on the inside, and then that will flip open that way. Sorry, am I in shot? So that will open that way. So that will go in there. And then on the back cover, that one will go in there. Or I might put it back there, yeah. And I think I'll do that one as a flip as well. So then it could have a hidden pocket underneath it. Okay guys, thank you very much for joining me on my impromptu live. You never know, I might be back and do another one later on. Because I also want to get those envelope journals finished. And just in case you don't know, Seven Plaza is doing ABC, hashtag ABC April 2025. So the video that I did on Friday, I've put that down as C, because I've only just seen it, so I need to do a little bit of catching up with that. But I'll put that down as my letter C. If you're not sure what it's about, if you put into YouTube's search bar, all one word, hashtag ABC April 2025, and you'll see all the other makes that other people have made videos on so far. So what I don't even know what date we're on. We're on something like the 5th, 6th of April. So that will be A, B, C, D, E. They're either on E or F at the moment. And I've done a C. I did my C on Friday. So you might see some other things along the way. I probably won't join in with the whole of the alphabet. But there might be things as I'm going through making other journals that that I think contribute to that ABC April. And the other thing that I quickly wanted to say was the post that I put up on Friday night. I was extremely tired and extremely frustrated and extremely fed up. And so that's why that post went out there. But to everyone who responded, thank you very much for your support and advice on some of them. Gave myself a good talking to the next day. It's because I've not been sleeping very well either for the past week. And so I just became a keyboard warrior on Friday. But I have posted up another post since, because people were saying, how can we help you, Carol? So I've put up another post this morning, which explains some ways in which you can help me and my channel out. But thank you all very much for the support that you did on that. Much appreciated. Okay, what's Cat put? I'm going to try this. I have made an envelope journal for myself and love it. I am not good at decorating. Love to you and Dumbledore. Great video. You'll like the next video, Cat. As I say, I might be back on here for me this evening. For you, it'll be the afternoon, which is about... I can't put my hands on it at the minute. It's covered with stuff. It's about more decorating the envelope journals that I've been making. All right, guys, have a lovely day and enjoy yourself. And hopefully I'll see you all. Oh, what's Jenny put? Sorry, but I've been full of COVID. Oh, no. Or a bad cold, so not been watching. Jenny, you're going to have to sit in the naughty corner because COVID cold or not, you should be here. I hope you feel better soon, honey. Okay, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you feel better soon, Jenny. And I might see you all later on this evening. If not, I'll see you during the week sometime. Take care of yourselves. Have a lovely day. Ta-ra for now. Ciao. Arrivederci. Au revoir. Bye-bye.